You're welcome back. It is now News Now, reaching you live from the studios of iBrandTV, Lagos, Nigeria. The Acting Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has assumed office at the force headquarters in Abuja. His arrival comes a day after he was decorated by the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, as the 22nd Inspector General of Police of the Nigeria Police Force. The acting IGP said he is aware of the enormous responsibility that accompanies his appointment and appealed for cooperation and teamwork, promising to run a transparent and integrity-driven administration. Stressing the importance of community policing as one policy thrust of his administration, he revealed plans to strengthen the intelligence gathering capabilities of the force. He also hopes to build a stronger inter-agency collaboration and deepen the technology approach to guaranteeing internal security, while appealing to Nigerians to support the police in the fight against criminal activities. In his farewell speech, the former IGP Usman Alkali Baba said that he led a team that made a notable impact on internal security. He is optimistic that he is leaving a more improved force behind. A chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, Chief Bode George, has praised President Bola Tinubu's good start of his administration, saying it was better his time as Lagos State Governor between May 1999 and May 2007. Chief George, who is a former deputy chairman of the PDP, gave the praise on Tuesday when asked about his assessment of Tinubu's administration's first 3 weeks, but said it is early days to give a rating. On if he is willing to work with Tinubu, George said he would take permission from the PDP should the president approach him to work together for the good of the country. He also reiterated his membership of the PDP, noting he is not an enemy of the president despite their age-long political rivalry. George, however, expressed confidence that his party and its candidate in the February 25th poll, Atiku Abubakar, would emerge victorious at the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal in Abuja. Nigeria's National Emergency Management Agency has welcomed 102 distressed Nigerians, mostly young women from Tripoli, Libya. The agency, confirming their arrival in a statement on its website on Wednesday, added that they were brought back to the country on a chartered flight. According to the statement, the NEMA Director General received the returnees on arrival at the cargo wing of Murtala Muhammed International Airport, Ikeja. The returnees were composed of 93 female adults, 3 female children, 3 female infant, 1 adult male, 1 male child, and 1 male infant. To receive the returnees, NEMA was joined by various organizations, including the Nigeria Immigration Service, Refugee Commission, NAPTIP, FAN, the police, and DSS. The United Nations has allocated $20 million to urgently wrap up the response to the alarming food security and nutrition crisis in the northeast of Nigeria. UN Deputy Spokesperson Farhan Haq disclosed this at a news conference on Tuesday at UN headquarters in New York. He said with $9 million from the Central Emergency Response Fund and $11 million from the Nigeria Humanitarian Fund, they will support the government-led response efforts across Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe states. Haq said that the emergency funding would help jumpstart the response, but humanitarian partners need more to prevent widespread hunger and malnutrition. President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday returned to the National Emergency Management Agency and the National Arch Commission of Nigeria to the Office of Vice President Kashim Shettima for supervision. In a statement signed by a Director of Information in the Office of the Vice President, Olushola Abiola, the action of the President is in compliance with the Various Establishments Act. The President also approved a formal structure for the Office of the Vice President, as well as an appropriate number of technical and administrative aides that will work with the Vice President in the discharge of his responsibilities. The Department of State Service told the Federal Capital Territory High Court on Tuesday that suspended Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele will flee the country if granted bail. The Attorney General of the Federation also supported the argument of the DSS, describing Emefiele as a flight risk. The former head of the Apex Bank is challenging his detention by the DSS and denying him seeing his family members and lawyers. Emefiele was suspended by President Bola Tinubu and subsequently DSS on Saturday, June 10, 2023. At the resumption of hearing on Tuesday, both DSS and OAGF stated this in separate counter affidavits filed in a fundamental rights enforcement suit by the suspended CBN chief. The People's Democratic Party in Benue State has applauded ex-Governor Samuel Ortom for voluntarily submitting himself to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Tuesday. The PDP said this in a statement by its Publicity Secretary, Bemba Lutium, who noted that this was not the first time a former governor of the state would be invited by the anti-graft agency. In the early hours of Tuesday, news filtered in that Ortom arrived at the Makurdi zonal office of the EFCC for a meeting with the anti-graft agency. The state's PDP described the former governor as a man of his word who had already promised to give an open account of his two-term tenure whenever he was called to do so. The party said Ortom's conduct should be emulated by other public office holders to come to give an account when called upon without any fear. The Association of Retired Police Officers of Nigeria has appealed to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to sign into law the bill for an act to resist the Nigeria police force from the contributory pension scheme. This development has elicited mixed feelings of reactions from Nigerians who have varied opinions on it. Mboso Udwak Obang has the detail.
The president of the Association of Retired Police Officers of Nigeria, retired Assistant Inspector of Police, Elder Stephen Ayewumi, made the appeal for the exemption in a statement in Abuja on Tuesday. However, speaking on the plea, some Nigerians provided their thoughts on what they feel best suits the situation. Some stated that deductions from retirees' pension will further dampen their morale and put the nation's security at risk.
I don't think that is that worth it. I don't think, because once you have sweat, you have worked in life, you enjoy what you have worked for, and in the old age, it is what you have worked for. You now come back to. Do you understand? So now, if their money is being used, that shows that they have deprived them from what they have worked for in life.
If the retiree, they are in categories. The one that have, we have to contribute. The one does not have, cannot contribute. So if you are receiving more, even the Bible said that the people that are receiving more, they are expecting more from them.
The money is earning. It's not even enough for him or her to feed himself and his family. And you now still want to take part of the money. I think it will affect them. It will affect them negatively. I think it's not all go way. It's not right.
Another respondent says he disagrees with the plea, saying the deduction could continue to be made if the funds will be put into use of engagements that will further improve the growth of the nation.
They can even use church money to build the nation. Talk less of retiree. What about they have been there? They didn't pay them. What do? So if they can use the money for the benefit of this country, I don't see anything bad in it. Normally they will still pay them back. Not that they will not pay them at all. But for the period of time to achieve what we are planning and what we want, I don't think there's anything bad in it.
While also calling for more measures towards combating insecurity in the country, Ayewumi assured that the association will continue to support the federal government in the task of protecting the lives and properties of Nigerians. Mbosowo Udwabang, reporting for iBrandTV News.
Newly promoted Assistant Inspector General of Police Adebowale Williams has advocated for sustainable peace amongst all traditional and ethnic nationalities of Oyo State. Williams, who is the outgoing Commissioner of Police for Oyo State, gave this advice when he paid a scheduled visit to the palace of Sakin Sassa, Chief Imam of Ibadan. He maintained that for sustainable development to be achieved, long-lasting peace was a requirement that must be allowed to thrive.
Police officer, you are appointed to maintain peace wherever you go. You are appointed to enforce peace if it's necessary and make sure law and order is maintained. So your duty really surrounds ensuring there is peace. And how do you get this peace? You have to work with the people. When I first came in, I met all the stakeholders, opinion leaders, and because I know I need their cooperation, and I maintain the communication throughout the period. And what did we achieve? We achieved peace. We achieved peace even when it became critical during the election period.